Hello YouTube, Ronan Kazi, Legendary Destiny. So at this point in my Destiny 2 saga, I'm getting a little better. This is kind of like the couple of days I was playing with Sloth and Ultimate Shield. Please check out Ultimate Shield's channel, Ultimate Shield 340. Great content, great in-depth ideas about Destiny 2. Please check out Sloth Mood's channel as well. A lot of interesting things, some nice shorts. He's kind of the one that pushes me to improve my builds. He's very nice, points out some things. Not the obvious things that probably I needed help on, but on some other things. So we've been in Scarlet Keep. We were doing Vanguard, Legendary. I figured out that symbol over there next to Scarlet Keep, this is embarrassing, but that's Legendary. It'd be Master if it had a star, and I guess double Master if it had 2 stars, I think. I'm not positive about that. I'm a little timid to talk about Destiny 2 because I don't know it as well as the Division 2. But what I can tell you is at this point in my gameplay, it's pretty much the same as the Division for me. I figured out the Legendary is a Legendary is a Legendary. I do enough damage where I can kill things. I don't select the lieutenants or the bosses all the time. I try to get the minions and those kind of things. I try to play within myself in the group. Also want to kind of circle back. A while back I started talking to you about AI and determinism and some of those things, and I was on a big kick about randomness. And a long time ago I read a book, and I might have mentioned it in one of the videos, Chaos by James Gleick, I think the guy's name is. And that's a whole book about nonlinear systems and fractals and weather systems which are not predictable. And in the course of circling back to that kind of knowledge, of course, I can't go to the source stuff because it's, a long time ago. I want to say it's 20 years ago that book was written. Maybe it's less than that. Maybe it's 15 years. Anyways, so I'm double checking to see, what's the latest. And that chaos is still a thing. It's for nonlinear systems like weather systems, things that have, slight variations in the starting have wild ramifications later on in the iterations of the cycle. Strange attractors, Lorentz attractors, those kind of things. And it gets me thinking, so as I'm verifying this, I check out a famous YouTuber that's like, well, yeah, but, it's not random on every level. There's not randomness on every level. And the thing in these arguments are when people are making their argument, they gloss over the fundamental thing that they're talking about a lot of times in making their argument. Because to make an argument that's substantial, you'd have to consider a lot of points and kind of be unassailable. If you think about King of the Hill, and if you think that when you're making your argument, you're making a hill, sometimes you have the whole back of it you haven't thought about that's just flat, so someone can just roll right up. There's no grade, there's no hill they got to climb up to get to you because you just haven't thought of those kind of things. You might have a common thought that has been out in the public before, but really haven't considered all of the items in that topic. And I understand a lot of times, people take shortcuts to get their idea out, but what happens is a lot of people get lost in the sauce as you try to get to this wonderful idea, but on the road to it, you just can't get there. Now, you could, as a listener or a reader, you could suspend your belief and let the person get all the way through to the end. By that point, though, they have made so many misstatements, bad calculations, that it's a house of cards built on, air. Roxy's over there digging in the corner. Roxy, knock it off. And so those arguments are devoid of any real content. So there's a big consideration, and I want you to consider this. You have a finite amount of time on this earth. Is it polite to let someone go through everything they want to say, no matter how cockamamie it is or sounds or whatever? Should you just allow them to do that? Should you allow those ideas into your life? Or should you say, no thanks, not for me? Or should you just be polite, let it go in one ear and out the other? And you never let that person know that, that what you were telling me was stupid or crazy or whatever. The danger is being judgmental on other people's ideas. Today's kook is tomorrow's Einstein. Some of the ideas that people come up with. If you want to know a situation like that, look, watch some videos on the history of the theory of string theory. It's an idea that wasn't very well. I'm kind of saving the day here, but I'm going to get whacked here. And I can get the guys up. I think I get whacked right there. I just played a lot better in this. Getting back to the game real quick. This is normally a time to say like, subscribe, share, hit the ding bell. As you can see, a lot of these videos have been shorter. I'll bring up the topic of argument, string theory, and all that in the next video. But what I want you to consider is, well, I don't want you to consider anything. The next videos are going to be back on the division and the different builds. I'm going to complete that series, but I'm going to keep doing Destiny 2 as I start playing it more and I get better in it, and the content I'm giving you is a little bit better. Oops, there's my crappy setup. Ronan Kazi, thanks, bye.